So hey guys, welcome to my channel. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. This is Bentley. So a little bit about me. I do photography. And what I'd really like to do with this channel is tips and tricks on how to make your own props. But we need to learn maybe how to make our own instead of buying so many. So what we're going to be making today is actually a reusable, just because, like I said, as photographers, we need to be able to start reusing things. Maybe getting this such super specific for this session as possible, where that's great. But sometimes those finances can get really sucked into that session, unless maybe those clients are providing it for you, or this session does get a little bit more pricey just because you are having to go out and buy those things. But if you've been in the industry for a while, or if you've noticed that sometimes that's hard to do. So reusable, that's really what we want to try to home with a lot of our stuff. So this is going to be a reusable embroidery hoop canopy. Sorry, I always forget that word. So I really love embroidery hoops quite a bit. You can actually do a lot with them that people kind of forget that they exist, and they're like super cheap. So this one, this is one that I'll be using for our canopy today. I got it at a craft store, maybe $3, maybe. And since we're not gluing or sewing anything in today, all reusable. So if I wanted to embroider something, I could use it. Not that skilled or talented, so won't be doing that. But I do love them. Embroidery hoops, you can do a lot of crafts with them, you can decorate with them. It is my dream one day to have a craft room where I have like a wall or different fabrics that kind of inspire me. I can just put them all up there. I actually made this one for Christmas time. I saw them in a lot of the stores and they were astronomical, and I said no and made it myself. The hoop was like, again, $2. Fabric, $2, somewhere in there, because I mean this is the tiniest thing. And then ribbon that I get to have more of to use for other things was again $2 to $3. And then a little twine, and I hang it up on the wall, and I love it, and it's adorable. So I love embroidery hoops. There's a lot of things that you can do with them. So reusable. I'll explain this a little bit, and then I'll kind of show you what I'm doing. As you'll notice, you might see this bar up here. It's because I'll be showing you how to hang it in your session. So if it's kind of cutting me in the forehead or something, at least you know why now. So what I'm going to be doing for this one, the session that I have planned out, is actually a newborn session, and I was really lucky enough to find a antique baby doll bed, which I'm in love with. And so I'll be having my flooring, which is super cheap. I found it at Lowe's. It was some of their, it's like an old-fashioned, you can see it on the houses from the 70s. You cringe because they're all bright yellow. Plyboard that you put like on the walls, maybe $15, and Lowe's actually cuts it in half for you. So if you don't have a vehicle that can fit a whole sheet, it's okay, they cut it in half. This one I was using for a newborn, so I had it cut in half. I have it for the floor, for the wall, just like that. And that's what I'll be using for that piece. Then I will have this in the center where I'll be hanging this off of. It's just a backdrop stand. The backdrop stands in the middle of your setup. So I'll have my flooring, my wall, and then about in the middle I'll have my little stand set here so I can hang something off of it. It's actually a really nice way to create layers and depths to your photos, that you can add flowers and maybe even some twinkling lights closer to your camera, and then maybe some pine in the middle, and then your subject somewhere in there. It just kind of takes it a step above, makes it a little magical. So the biggest thing that I want to talk about before we move past the backdrop is always remembering safety. Safety is a very important thing in who's life. But it's important to remember before, that way it's not an issue after. So with your backdrop stands, you want to make sure everything is secured to the floor, secured to the walls, and if it can't be, such as this, it'll be in the middle, you have those sandbags. There's things, so in our family, one of the biggest things that we have is that you make do with what you have. Don't compare yourself to others who have everything. Just try to get what you can get done with what you have. You'll be surprised. There's certain shortcuts and stuff like that that you can make, but safety really isn't one of them. So, you know, this, I've got this, yay, I can get my photo done. Nobody will see the sandbags. You still want to find some kind of sandbag to use. Whether you sew it yourself and then fill it up and use it, or if you buy them, you just don't want to cut those corners on those safeties. Safety. So what we'll be doing is I'll have my little baby bed with a little newborn in it, and then this will kind of make a little cocoon around her, and kind of a nice way of doing just multiple layers in there, and really kind of frame in that little newborn, which I absolutely love. So, reusable. The nice thing about not having to sew these things is that you can actually have different kinds of fabric for different kinds of shoots. So this is all a relatively good price, and then being able to reuse it on top of that really kind of just makes it go farther. So $2-3. The fabric I did go a little overboard on, which you may see as a common theme in this channel. I really love fabric. You can do so much with it, and then it can really inspire you too. So for example, if you're struggling to come up with a theme for a session, just go for a walk down the fabric aisle. You'll be surprised. So with this one, the reason why I spent a little more than I had initially wanted, I really was just looking for something that was kind of a knitted look, something that would be cute and cozy but yet detailed. I found a couple pieces that I liked, but they did not have this really pretty edging. So when I have the baby in the bed and then this draped over, I really wanted that edging to kind of catch your eye. So of course it got me hooked and I couldn't say no. So the biggest thing you want to think about when you're shopping, so you don't have to think about it when you are creating or designing around your set, is size. So the hoops, they make it all different sizes. So you want to think of your height that you need for your session. So is your child sitting, standing, laying, and the age maybe of the individual or child. So for me, newborn laying on the floor, they're tiny and she's flat. So I really don't have a lot of height that I need. As you can see, I have a ton of fabric. I really liked it so much that I really wanted to be using it for other stuff as well, not just this, to kind of make up for the extra that I spent on it. So I'm going to have to proportion the right amount in the front, drape over the child, and then I'll have extra laying in the back. Remember, there's a lot of stuff that you can hide. You're in control of the camera. They don't have to see everything you don't want them to see. When you're shopping, think of the height that you'll need it to go, because it'll have to drape up one side, through the hoop in the middle, and then drape down the other. And the individual that you want to capture in it. Is it a newborn? You get to have a smaller hoop. If it is a toddler and they're standing, you might need a bigger one. That way you're not stuck with what you have the day you're trying to create all this. So once you have all of your products, I've got my fabric, my hoop, and then something to hang it with. Now let's say you're maybe working with what you have. Let's say you don't have another backdrop that you can use the tool to hang things with. Remember, it is okay to work with what you have. Maybe ask a parent to kind of hold it in the side. You might have to add it with your hand or just reposition yourself with the camera to get the angle and things like that that you're wanting. And then they can hold it. Just do what you can. So with this, first I'm going to look for my edges. So keep in mind as you're putting it together, kind of like my amazing professor that I had in school, where he would always say, be mindful of your backdrops, be mindful of your backgrounds, you know, the poles coming out of people's heads and things like that. You want to be mindful of your edges and of this little guy. I had actually did this video once before, and my little screw was in the very front, so I didn't want you guys to see that. So I'm doing this. Hello again, everyone. So, since I'm going to be reusing this, I'm going to have a lot of drapery. I'm putting my pretty edge in the front. So I'm going to create what I want here and then work with the rest of the back. So you get your middle hoop, the one that is not broken open, like with the screw. You're going to position that on the inside so nobody can see it. And you want to start thinking about what kind of drape you're going for. So for me, this is relatively about the drape that I'm looking for. Baby's going to be nestled right on inside here. I see my beautiful edging. It just kind of makes this beautiful little frame. She's going to be sleeping on a little teddy bear. That's gorgeous. So then, I need to clip this in on top. When you're out purchasing your products, you want to think of the thickness of your fabric. Because this has so much detail in the embroidery, it is a little thicker. So let's say you're making some kind of a fairy setup and you've got see-through purples and pinks and greens. You're going to kind of make them all together so they drape and let the different colors show. Just remember, the more and more things that you add to this, the thicker that this is going to be. So for me, since this is pretty thick, I'm going to get my little screwed piece here that screws it open, and then it'll screw it closed, as wide as it'll go, to allow for that really thick fabric. So it's nice and open. I'm just going to slide it right on over top. And I'm not going to close it yet. For me and myself, I've got my backdrop stand, and I'm going to put in some twine so I can use it to hang over. Now you kind of got to fight with it just a little bit, just to get it to do what you want to do. And I'm going to make an X, so that way if one strand gives out, I still have my second strand holding it. Safety, okay? So, right now it's not completely closed, it's just laying on top. I'm threading through my two strands. So essentially I have hoop number one, I've got fabric over top, I've got my two strands, and I've got my hoop kind of just resting on it, because now I'm adding in my next one. Safety. So now I've got an X with my strands. My fabric is all over my middle hoop. So now everything's in place. I'm really just going to kind of finish pulling over that embroidery hoop to tightly hold the fabrics in the two strands. Now, because everything's a little on the thicker side, I have to play with it just a little bit. Super simple though. Just takes kind of manipulating the fabrics and the twine to be right where you want it to be. So now that everything's in place, and I've got my little kind of holder here, I haven't screwed it shut yet, so that way I can play with it. If you'll notice, one of my strands is taut, while the other one has a lot more extra to give. Since I haven't screwed it yet, screwed it closed, I'm just going to pull one of them through. I might have to undo it just because it's so tight. That looks better. I do a little more. So now, as you can see, I haven't closed it yet, so I gotta be careful. Jumping the gun here a little. Kind of hang it here. How I would hang it on my backdrop stand. So now, I'm actually gonna hang it up on there. Hopefully this thing doesn't fall over on me, because it don't have the same bags. We were just talking about safety. So now he's hanging. You may have to play with it a little bit to get it to hang how you want it to. I honestly don't mind if it tilts up just a little bit, because it's a good way for the camera to get kind of inside and into the angle. So that doesn't really bother me a whole lot. But however you want to do it, and you'll just kind of play and fluff as you go, getting it to be how you want it to be. But yeah, baby will be right on the inside. I think this just makes a really nice way to frame. Maybe do something a little bit different. And I just absolutely love fabric, so any way I can work fabric into the session, I am great. So yeah, if you like what I did here, please give me a thumbs up down at the bottom. And then if you want to see some more prop ideas, some DIY on those, that way we don't have to spend so much money, give me a subscribe and follow along. Okay? Bye guys.